Hello and welcome to 𝒞𝑚otivateMe.com. This video is part of the Smart Hiring Skills video series, and the name of it is 3 behavior-based questions you can use in your next interview. Behavior-based interviewing is one of my favorite things because it tells you how past behavior is an indicator of future performance. And I want to give you 3 behavior-based questions that you can use. But before we do that, I want to tell you, according to adult learning theory, even if you never look at it again, the very fact that you've written it down will increase your chances of retaining the information. I know I say that in every video. Okay, first we want to talk about the cost of replacing employees, because this is a good justification as to why we want to spend the time on this. Training is expensive. We are paying employees overtime to cover the work for those that have left us. There are costs with regard to COBRA, morale, context that the employee may take with him or her. There is a downside to behavior-based interviewing. The preparation takes time and the interviews are usually longer than a typical interview. But the upside is so rewarding. It does save time and money in the long run when you've got the right candidate and you know you've hired the right candidate. And how do you know? Because you're asking questions that are going to be a very good predictor and tell you what this person is going to act like once he or she is on the job. Why? Because people rarely change. And if you don't believe me, think about your high school reunion. If you've ever been to one of those, you know what I'm talking about. People rarely change. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to give you the 3 behavior-based questions, and of course you're going to need to write them down. Number 1, tell me about a time when you had a conflict with a coworker. Number 2, give me an example of a goal that you set for yourself, and did you accomplish it? Yes or no? And I know we're going really fast, but remember, you can rewind, you can put these questions on pause. Question number 3, tell me about a time when an upper-level decision held up your work. How did you respond? What we are looking for is the candidate to give answers in the past tense. And candidates get very comfortable when they are being interviewed in this way, and you want them to be comfortable. You want them to tell you what they've really done in the past, because that will tell you what they'll do in the future. Now, there are 3 things to avoid when asking behavior-based questions. What are they? I'm going to do this in a multiple choice fashion, a little interactive. Is it A, woulda, shoulda, coulda answers, B, the protected classes, or C, talking about money right away? Well, the screen just got rid of A for you, and there goes C. So is it the protected classes? Is that what we're talking about here? No, it's the woulda, shoulda, coulda answers. Now, let me give you an example of that. Sometimes what happens is candidates will say things like, well, what I would have done in that situation is, and then they get into their examples. Or, what I could have done in that situation is, and that's not what you want to hear. Or, the shoulda, what I should have done in that situation is. And here comes the coulda. So woulda, shoulda, coulda. None of those answers are going to help you, because what the candidate's really doing is telling you whatever he or she thinks you want to hear. And that's not going to help you in predicting how this person is going to perform on the job. Sometimes they also say things like, well, my biggest problem is I'm a workaholic. Or they say things that we want to hear in that I'm a team player, and you would rather find out what they've done in the past so you can make the assessment as to whether or not they're a team player. You want to know, has this person dealt with conflict? Has he set and accomplished a goal? Has she handled a significant challenge? So in summary, what we're looking at is behavior-based interviewing saves time, energy, and money, but it also takes a lot of practice. And you're not going to get this right away. You're going to have to work on it, because you'll find yourself still hearing those woulda, shoulda, coulda answers. And you're going to need to practice this before you can hit it right on the head and get it to where you want to be with your behavior-based questions. And then the next thing I want to encourage you to do is pass it on. If you remember from our training and coaching video series, we talked about the best way to retain information, and that is to teach it to others. So teach it to your managers, your supervisors, and other employees in the organization. And another thing that you could do to retain the information is send me a success story about how you have mastered the skill of behavior-based interviewing. Send it to me at michelle@michellemotivateme.com.